How about them goddamn birds, baby? Hey! That's what the hell I'm talking about, man. What a damn win. You know, there's a lot of positives. There's some people that are negative. That was an insane game. It really was. I will say this. People can argue about the offense. I want to first give a shout out to the damn defense. The defense was unbelievable. All day long, they were unbelievable. Hell, even Brady said it in the booth. If you look at it if you look at it in a vacuum, you look at everything, and then Brady even pointed it out, and I said, wow, he's right. Okay, they gave up the 2 big touchdowns, that Bucky Irvin's one, the Bucky Irvin's touchdown, which was a miscommunication. Jihad Campbell was on Bucky Irving and whatever, and boom, and Big Mayfield bought time. He was moving, and then he flicked it, and he went crazy. And then the other one to the rookie, the Mbuka, whatever the hell, for another big play. It wasn't even supposed to be that play, but he, whatever. Other than that, like I said, even Brady said, he goes, they haven't actually put a drive together. Like, they didn't actually sit there, and they weren't actually, boom, 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 and just moving down the field and then getting in scoring position. We did a really good job on defense, man, especially the interception, the fumble, which were both caused by the rookie, Jihad Campbell. Both by Campbell, baby. He played a really damn good game today. Besides that touchdown, I don't even blame him for that, but whatever. But interception, forced fumble, couple sacks. We should have had another interception. Cooper DeJean got that pick, but they called it back or whatever the hell, some flag bullshit. A lot of stupid flags in today's game. Really. Just ridiculous stuff. Roughing the passer, and they accidentally, because Carter, or was it Jordan Davis, whoever was coming through and accidentally tapped him right here, was just trying to, go for the ball. Ridiculous stuff, but defense was awesome, man. And they were out there, man, for a while. Well, I will say this. That was in the second half. Because in the first half, our offense looked awesome. I mean, they came out the gates and bam, 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 bam. They were doing all kinds of stuff. I said, wow, they look really good. Big shout out to, first before I get to that, our special teams to get that block punt. Now, we've had the top defense last year, and this year it should be in the same kind of category. It's looking pretty good so far, right? Barring injuries and all that. Offense has all these weapons. And now we got the third phase of the game. The special teams, if they start clicking how they're doing, I mean, look at last week. They got the 2 blocked field goals, basically won us the game. And now this week come out, bam, block punt for a touchdown. Like, if they continue to do this, and they looked a lot better, too, at receiving the punts and receiving the kickoffs, too. So, shout out to that. They must have worked on that all week, because last week was terrible. But shout out to the special teams. If we can get that clicking, man, we're unstoppable. But offensively, let's get down to it. First half, they were awesome. Right out the gates, Hurts looked awesome. He looked perfect. He came out, bam, when he was throwing it, boom. Even when he had to roll out, he would run, roll out on the run, boom, one to Devontae, one to Smitty, whatever. And I loved those play calls too, where we got in this right near the goal, or not near the goal, but we got in the red zone, and fakely he's gonna hand to Barkley, and then pitch it to Goddard. Boom, touchdown. Did it twice. Put 2 different type of formations, kind of, but not the same. I love that. I've been saying that for years before Barkley even got here. When we had AJ Smitty and we had Miles Sanders or whatever, and Jalen Hurts is a threat to take it to the house, and the running back's a threat because they're a good O-line. Why not have some guy just stand there and you can pitch it to? And I always say about Goddard. See, because I always said that with Goddard. He was kind of like Travis Kelce in a way. Not as good as Travis Kelce in his prime. Not saying that, but you can do tight end screens to him. You can do these little pitches, like fake it and then just pitch it and touchdown. Why don't we do that, what we said? And it's crazy that Kevin Patullo, we were shitting on him all week, and I was too. First half, his play calling was excellent. Awesome. The issue was this. The second half. So we come out of the half, we're up 24-6. Okay? Really should have been 24-3, but, shout out to that Tampa Bay Buccaneers kicker. He made a 65-yarder. They were saying that in lumps he was only making 58, 56. He crushed it. He went right down the middle, so I said, I'd give it to them. But I said, man, we get the ball come out of half, too. And I thought we were going to go right down and score, but I was so worried about this. So let me tell you, going into the game, not into the game, but actually going into the game, I was worried about Tampa Bay because Tampa Bay, all three of their wins were comebacks, not comebacks, but last minute victories. The Falcons game was like 52 seconds left. The other one was like 6 seconds. Last week was a field goal after their field goal got blocked by the Jets. They still had a minute, something like that. They went down and got boom, and it finally kicked away, whatever. Yeah, so I said, man, we can't, they're known for these comeback wins, Tampa. Also, I said, I was just joking, but I said out loud, I wish I didn't. I hope I didn't jinx it. Well, I didn't because we won, but I said, man, I hope this ain't like last week, but roles reversed. What I mean is, awesome in the first half, and we're up real high, and then second half we blow it, and the offense looks like shit. Well, I will say this: first half, awesome. Second half, I was right. It was insane to me that the stat line was almost the same. I think we're like in the late third quarter, something like that, almost fourth, something like that. And they said, damn, this Eagles offense only has -2 yards of offense. I think it was passing or rushing, one or the other. And I said, what the fuck? I said, that's the same stat line we had last week going into halftime. This week, going into halftime, Hurts had 150 passing yards or something like that. Goddard had 2 touchdowns with their little pitches, but you get what I mean. And I said, this is insane. Now, I get it, though. We had a lead. And also, we had even more of a lead once we got that Barkley. We did that the fake tush push, handed off to Barkley. I love that, too. I said, there's so much you could do off of this tush push. I'm happy that they actually pulled it out for once. Something they can do off of it for the first time in like 2 years or something like that. But whatever. You're sitting there going, damn, we could really keep this going, keep our foot on the gas and just thump them. But I get it. You had the lead. So you want to run the ball. Now, they already been keying off on a run anyway. I don't know if it's because they're expecting, Barkley to get it because of last year's success, or the O-line is just not playing that well. It might be a mix of both, or it's play calling. I don't know. But defenses know the run is coming. That you want to run the ball, and now they know it even more because you're up 31-13 or something like that. Yeah, they know you want to run it, so they're going to stop it. But there's other ways around it, and then I just think they were horrible in the second half. The offense, they were not good, and that's what kind of almost blew this damn game. Now it didn't almost blow it. They won by 8. Well, actually, I don't include that safety. So yeah, they won by 8 points, but it didn't have to be as stressful as it was. And the defense bailed our asses out again. Getting a stop on 4th down, doing this, getting an interception, and we didn't do shit with it. And thank God for them. But, like I'm saying, man, thank God, I thought we were going to lose. I said, man, they're known for these comebacks, Tampa. And I'm like, you're just keep giving the ball back. And it was so hot. They said it was incredibly hot. So the defense has got to be exhausted. They've been out there so long, the offense can't do shit. And then on top of all the A.J. Brown stuff that's going on, I'm not too worried about it right now. He put a tweet out. Everyone's, what? But it's unacceptable for him only to get 2 yards. 2 catches for 7 yards or something like some nonsense stat like that. But I will say this. I get it. He should get the ball. He's one of the best receivers, top 5 in the league, no doubt, right? But I also don't want to waste a series on him. What I mean by that is if you remember late in the third or fourth quarter, Jalen Hurts went 3 straight passes to him. Almost intercepted. Another one was batted and broken up. And another one was the same thing. Now, you just wasted a series. We had to punt the ball back. Defenses did all the work to get the ball back. Now the defense has to go right back on the damn field. Because I don't know if they're trying to get him the ball or trying to stroke his... I don't know what the deal is. I'm not trying to blame him. I'm just saying. That's what it seemed like. But it can't be his fault. Because how can a guy that talented be shut down like that? They're running basic routes trying to get him the ball. And the guys are just clamping on him. Clamp. That goes back to play calling. That goes back to Kevin Patullo. Your offensive coordinator, your OC, isn't competent enough, doesn't have just... some some plays that they're not so predictable. Routes and whatever on offense in the pass game, because the defenses knew exactly what the hell they were running because they were on him like that. And this is a top 5 guy. And I'm like, how the hell are they on him like that? On just like it's like a 4-yard pass or 6-yard pass. They're on him like clamps. They knew it was coming. And that's where it gets tricky with Kevin Patullo. This week, first half was excellent. I get it, A.J. Brown didn't get the whatever. I get that. But the offense looked good. It was moving. People were getting the ball. Things were shaking and popping. But second half, it was horrible. This guy, I know he's learning, and then this is what I mean, man. This is why I was a little upset when they got him, because I'm like, bro, or they hired him from within, just like Brian told me, dude, this is on the, what are they doing? On the job training? I'm like, we can't have this. Guys learning on the job. We're trying to win another fucking Super Bowl, man, while we got this window. While we got these players, we got to start paying more people. You know what I mean? But look, I can keep complaining. I'm not trying to do that. All I got to say is let's go Birds. Fuckers fly. I'm out of here. We are 4-0. Finally beat Tampa. Was it as pretty as it was in the first half? Hell, again, no. But I will tell you what, we did different than, for example, the Rams are a good team, right? They were up. They had a big lead. And when the going got tough and they got close, they blew it. We had the lead, never blew it. We stayed in it. That's the difference between a good and great teams. Let's go Birds. Foggers fly. I'm out of here. On to the Broncos. You guys comment below on your thoughts. How do you guys feel? It's a mixed bag of emotions. It was almost like everything in one. It was like last week, but roles reversed. The whole game was flipped in another direction and just insane. But let's go Birds. I'm out of here. You guys comment below. Peace.